Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This time it's a 2024 Republican primary prediction. So I haven't done like an official primary prediction for this in like a while. I did do videos on the Republican primary, but let's get into the official prediction. So I'm just going to pull up the Republican primary schedule on my phone here just so I know which states we're covering as we go on. Okay, we're good. All right, so I'm not going to do the delegate breakdown here because, again, that would just make the video unnecessarily long. But maybe next time I'll do a delegate breakdown. But for now, I just want to go into. Actually, I'll do a delegate breakdown. Why not? I have a list of all the delegates anyway, so I don't really have to like look on a separate screen here. So we'll do the delegates. Iowa. I changed my mind on Iowa. DeSantis is making headway in the state. He's actually airing a lot more ads here. Plus, I think he's going to get a lot of momentum here. And a caucus is with more college-educated voters. And the college-educated voters in Iowa lean towards DeSantis. So it's probably out of these 5 first states, Iowa's the one he has the best chance in. This is one of those states he has a very decent shot at winning. But we'll start off with the bottom contenders first. Nikki Haley probably gets around 5%, a very low margin. Tim Scott, he probably outpaces Nikki Haley, gets himself 4th place. Mike Pence, he'll probably get around 10% of support here. Now it's just 77% between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. DeSantis and Trump. Let's see here. We'll do Trump first. Trump will probably get around 37 support, and DeSantis gets 40%. I know. DeSantis gets a narrow victory here. That's not what the polls are showing. I'm basing this off of momentum. I think that a caucus, again, polls really don't work that well in a caucus. You saw it all the time in the 2020 primary. Pete Buttigieg narrowly edges out Sanders in terms of the delegates. When in the polling, he was like at 3rd or 4th sometimes. In 2016, Ted Cruz was pretty behind Trump by like 9 points, and he ended up getting a narrow victory. Right now, Trump leads in Iowa by like 15 to 20 points, but I'm assuming with DeSantis airing a lot of ads here, knocking on doors, college-educated voters going towards DeSantis, I could see him narrowly edging out Trump in the state of Iowa. So he's a temporary lead in delegates, and that would give him a good boost heading into New Hampshire, but I still think New Hampshire probably ends up going towards Trump. But with Chris Sununu saying he's not running, I think it's likely he endorses DeSantis. All right, so I'll start off with Nikki Haley again. I think she gets 5th place again, only a minuscule 4%. Tim Scott probably gets 9%. Mike Pence gets a respectable 13%, I would say. Well, DeSantis, again, he falls behind Trump by a bit because it's such a divided field and they're sucking votes away from each other. So Trump ends up winning New Hampshire here, but DeSantis gets a good finish in 2nd. South Carolina and Nevada up next. So this is where the field kind of gets weeded out after these contests. So Trump, he probably gets around 42% support. Tim Scott, probably around 18 or 16%. Again, I only put DeSantis at 22 because that's how I think he'll probably finish. Nikki Haley probably gets around 16%, and Mike Pence, he gets a low 4% because, again, home state advantage for these two candidates, so he'll probably get 5th. But Nikki Haley and Tim Scott do not win their home states. But actually, I'm going to drop down Nikki Haley. I think Tim Scott does a lot better than her, probably gets more delegates and a bigger popular vote win. Nevada probably ends up going towards Trump because, again, it's a very divided field. DeSantis, however, gets 2nd, gets around 32%. Again, I think Mike Pence probably finishes ahead of the pack here against Tim Scott. But at this point, Tim Scott and Nikki Haley would drop out. It's a 3-candidate race. Now with Michigan up next, Mike Pence probably gets like 12%. DeSantis probably gets around 36%, while Trump gets the remaining share. I think he goes below 50. Okay, so now we're heading to the primaries where it's not proportional anymore, but South Carolina, it's like winner take most, but we're just going to make it proportional anyway, so we show like the percentage wins. Okay, let's head into the first few states. So, Vermont, it's winner take most. I think Trump actually outpaces DeSantis here. So, winner take most delegates. They get like 66% of the delegates here. Massachusetts, I think Trump wins massively here. It's pretty ahead in the polling. So, he gets probably like 70% of the delegates. Maine, it's winner take most again. I think Trump actually outpaces DeSantis here again in Maine. Virginia, it's proportional, so that's good for DeSantis, but another bad thing for him. If I'm clicking on Virginia, it's just not working. There we go. Took forever. DeSantis definitely wins Virginia. I think he would get Glenn Youngkin's endorsement, but it's proportional, so he doesn't get winner take most delegates. So that definitely hurts him in the state of Virginia. In Alabama, I still think Trump wins here. He gets winner take most, 66% of the delegates. Tennessee, again, this is Alabama, Tennessee will be some of the closer states. I think DeSantis has a shot here, but with him only winning one state of the 5, momentum's blunted there. So Trump gets a majority of the delegates. Arkansas, Trump gets a majority of the winner take most delegates. Oklahoma, again, another Trump victory, winner take most delegates. Texas, winner take most delegates again, and Trump gets most of them. Minnesota, it's winner take all, and I also think this will be a DeSantis state, so that's a pretty good win for him. Colorado and Utah, it's winner take most, so again, I think DeSantis finished pretty ahead in both these states, especially Utah. I think that's one of the states that'll go the most towards him. California, it's winner take all per congressional district, so you get over 50% of the district. So it'll kind of be like a winner take most state. But I still think DeSantis will win here. Even if the polling shows him behind, I'm including momentum in this prediction, not what's currently going on. So we go to Alaska. It's proportional. Again, I think DeSantis would narrowly edge out Trump here. So with DeSantis, he gets 6 primary victories, while Trump gets 8 primary victories. So the next contest, let's see. Did I hit all the Super Tuesday? Okay. Guam, Kansas, Northern Marina Islands. I got that saying finally correct. And Puerto Rico. All right. So Guam, Northern Marina Islands. Guam, again, it's a really weird system where the party elites pick the candidate, and I think they would pretty heavily back DeSantis, but Trump will still get some supporters there. Northern Marina Islands, I think it's very proportional here, but usually it's a blowout for either candidate, but I'm going to give it 66 to 33. And then we have Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, it's a proportional contest, but Latinos are leading towards Trump, so winner take most. Trump will get most of the delegates there. And then we have Kansas. It's a caucus, so it'll be better for DeSantis, and it's by district, which is what South Carolina has. But again, I think this will be one of the closer states. I'll give it like 58 to 41. The delegates division will be weird there. So far, Trump isn't super ahead in the delegates, which is very good for DeSantis. So next states, Hawaii, Idaho, Mississippi, Missouri, and Washington. Okay. To start off with Mississippi and Missouri, I think both states go towards Trump. DeSantis will get around 33% in each of them. Idaho, Washington, and Hawaii. Idaho, it's a winner-take-most state. I think most of the delegates would end up going towards DeSantis. It's a very Mormon state, similar to Utah, so I could see him getting a big advantage there. Washington, it's a real coin flip. I think it'll be a very close state either way, but I think DeSantis with the momentum would have a narrow advantage in Washington. And with Hawaii, it's a proportional state. I could see Trump doing a bit better here. I think it'll be a bit closer, but I think it'll be something like 57 to 42. Okay, the next few states. Arizona, Florida, Illinois, and Ohio. And I'm pretty sure they're all winner-take-all states. So DeSantis, he'll win Florida probably by about 8 to 10 points against Trump. It is his home state. I don't care what the polling says that he's behind. I think momentum would kind of fix that issue, especially with the win in Iowa. We'll start to see him lead. In Ohio, Illinois, and Arizona, however, it's not so good for DeSantis. Trump will probably win Ohio and Illinois pretty easily. Arizona will be a bit closer, but I still think it ends up going towards Trump. All right, the next states: American Samoa, Louisiana, Georgia, and North Dakota. So American Samoa, it's a party elites basically. It's a delegate selection process. I think they'll probably end up going towards DeSantis. And North Dakota is also a delegate selection process, so it'll also heavily end up going in favor of DeSantis because they'll see him as more electable. And then we have Georgia and Louisiana. Pretty sure they're both winner take all. I think Trump will get all the delegates in Louisiana, and I think it'll probably go to DeSantis in Georgia pretty easily, honestly, because we saw how Brian Kemp beat Trump's endorsed primary opponent, David Perdue, so easily. In Wisconsin and Wyoming, they're both winner-take-all states. I think Wyoming would end up going towards Trump. In Wisconsin, I could see an argument for it going to DeSantis. I mean, Cruz is able to beat Trump in the state of Wisconsin. But I think a lot of populist Republicans will probably end up giving Trump the win in Wisconsin. So, again, that really hurts DeSantis' chance at winning. You'd think he would need Wisconsin for sure. Delaware, Maryland, PA, and Rhode Island are next. Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. Most of them are winner-take-all except for Rhode Island. We'll do Rhode Island first. Winner take most states, so again, most of the delegates ended up going towards Trump. The rest of the states are winner-take-all. I think Maryland would for sure go to DeSantis. I think Larry Hogan would end up endorsing him, while Delaware and Pennsylvania would go towards Trump. The next few states, Connecticut and New York, and they're both winner-take-most states. New York, I think most of the delegates would end up going towards Trump. Connecticut, most of the delegates would end up going towards Trump because he just gets a narrow win there. And then we have the May contest. Indiana, West Virginia, Nebraska, Kentucky, Oregon, and the Virgin Islands. So we'll start off with Indiana and West Virginia first, and they're both winner-take-all states. I think Trump will pretty easily win both these states. Indiana, West Virginia, Nebraska is also winner-take-all. Let's see what else we got here. Kentucky, Oregon. Pretty sure those are proportional. Yeah, they are. But Trump has such a gigantic lead in Kentucky that he would probably end up winning by like 65 to 34. And in Oregon, I could see momentum at this point really just going away from DeSantis, but still he'll make it close. But I think Trump with the momentum at this point probably wins Oregon. Honestly, Trump probably sweeps the remaining contests, except for the Virgin Islands, which use a delegate selection process, which is good for DeSantis because he would probably get most of the delegates, but it'd be a bit closer because of momentum. And then we have the last contest, D.C., Montana, and they're pretty much all winner-take-all except for New Mexico, which is the sole proportional state left. And again, with Latino advantage, DeSantis will lose the state here against Trump. And I forgot to do North Carolina earlier on in the primary cycle. That's a proportional state. It was on Super Tuesday. I could have forgot, but Trump probably would have got this state, honestly. But it'll be a bit closer. Okay. And these remaining states, they're all winner-take-all anyway. So again, Trump. Well, DC probably goes towards DeSantis. So Trump probably wins a primary by 1,500 delegates to DeSantis' 976. Of course, things could change, but I think DeSantis' path involves winning Iowa and New Hampshire. That's his only real path at winning the nomination. But let me know what you think of this video in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.